Hi, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Founders Brewing Company, and they are headquartered in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and this is their Mango Magnifico, and this is a part of their bottle shop series, and this is the 2022 release. So they are calling this one a Mango Ale with habanero peppers. It comes in at 10% alcohol by volume, 10 IBUs at the time of review. This bottle is just under 3 months old. So full disclosure, I've had this one before, but it was the original release back in 2013 and I loved it. It had a really nice intense mango kind of sweetness, but it was balanced out by a nice lingering habanero pepper burn on the finish. And it was delicious. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 on Untapped. Now, keep in mind, that was 9 years ago, back in 2013. And I say this once in a while on my channel, but my palate has changed immensely over the years. And we're talking about a beer I had 9 years ago. So I don't say it just to say it, but my palate is in a completely different place. Back in 2013, I loved sweet, malt-forward beers. There wasn't a beer that was too sweet for me back then. Nowadays, there's a lot. So I think I'm still going to enjoy this one, but I don't know, because it is 10%, has mangoes, could be too sweet, too much, too intense, whatever. Now, the one change in this beer from 2013 to now is the IBUs. They were 20 IBUs back in 2013. They are 10 IBUs now. Outside of that, I don't think anything has changed. As Mango Magnifico's delicate sweetness is punctuated perfectly by the heat of habanero peppers, proof that fruit beer does not have to be a one note. This high gravity ale is an entire sensory symphony waiting to be uncapped. We sure about that? We sure about that, founders? We sure about that? Anyway, cracking this one open. Now, I will say, I've been moving the bottle around and whatnot, but before that, I didn't. I just grabbed it right out of my fridge, and there were particles suspended in animation, and I see them right now. And I know I was moving the bottle around, but that's just how it was. So that's kind of interesting. Give it a pour here. So I can get down with pepper beers. I know there's some out there that don't like, peppers in beers of any sort. I get down with them, especially if they're well done. And it depends on the beer, right? So yeah, I don't know how that's going to come off on camera, but there's a snow globe of particles in that. I don't know if that's the peppers themselves, the yeast, whatever. I don't know. There could be, a lot of things going on, just hanging out. Look at all that. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but in person, it's crazy. So it has a deep golden kind of orange color, about a 3/4 of a finger of a very lightly tan, somewhat creamy looking head. But yeah, that looks crazy. I don't know. Let's get a nose. So the peppers hit you. They hit you. Unmistakable. Yeah, it smells like habaneros. Yeah, definitely like habaneros. Wow. Getting into the nostrils. Outside of that, there's a generic sweetness. I wouldn't say mango on the nose. I do think if I was doing this blind, I would say, hey, there's some kind of fruity sweetness here. And I would think it's probably coming from fruit, but I don't think I'd say mango. Almost has like a cherry-esque kind of nose to it. I mean, they're talking about fruit, proof that fruit beers do not have to be a one note. This is 2 notes. Founders is 2 notes. It's some kind of generic fruitiness, which I'd imagine is the mango, and then there's habanero peppers. There's nothing else here. Doesn't smell bad. I mean, it's a mango pepper beer basically, and that's what I'm getting. It does smell sweet though. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to get much more out of this. Mango, sure, it's just generic fruitiness, and habanero peppers, yeah, it's there. Anyway, cheers, everybody. I really like this beer. It's fucking crazy sweet though. It's so fucking sweet. It's so sweet to my palate. It has, peach gummy rings. I love peach gummy rings, right? The peach rings that, have the crystallized sugar on them. They're delicious. Do they taste like peaches? No, they taste like candied peaches, right? Picture yourself eating that, but instead of a peach gummy ring, it was a mango gummy ring. That's what I'm tasting in here. Anyway, let's go body and mouthfeel. Body, this one's lower side of full, almost medium full. Has a a syrupy kind of nature to the beer. 10%, I get it. The mouthfeel has carbonation, but it does have a nice smoothness on the back of the palate. As I keep on taking sips, that habanero pepper is building in my throat and on the finish of the beer. That's what I enjoyed about this many years ago. To be fair, when I had that beer, shout out to Letterkenny, great show. Hopefully it comes back here in the winter. I think they usually release episodes in December. Why am I talking about Letterkenny? It's a fucking great show. I have a hat on, and I just referenced one of the quotes of the show, so whatever. To be fair, they had that in a 750 milliliter bottle, so I think it's 25.4 ounces, and I split that with a couple friends. I think I had like 8 ounces of it, we'll say, or like, yeah, something like that. I'd prefer this to be one of those 8-ounce cans that you see nowadays of some barrel-aged beers. I think that's where this one would fit in, because I don't think I'm going to want to drink this entire bottle, just be honest with you. So let's go for the taste here. Right at the forefront, mango hits you. It's candied mango, like I said. Picture a mango gummy ring, something like that, right? It has a sweet kind of confectionery kind of feel to it. As it passes through, halfway through the palate, I'm hit with this like generic, like earthy kind of feel to it. Maybe that's like the pepper itself, like the flavor of the pepper, but it has like this earthy kind of green kind of feeling. And then the beer dries out. This has like, maybe it's not too sweet. Maybe there is a big dryness there, plus the pepper heat. It has a nice dryness. I'm going to say this is semi to full on dry. No bitterness to speak of. Take that back. Maybe a little bit of like an earthy bitterness. So that earthy green kind of vegetal kind of feel from the pepper, along with that semi to full on dry finish, does a decent job of stopping the sweetness. I think it's even helped by that long lingering kind of habanero heat in the back of the throat. It's very tolerable. I am not somebody, and I've mentioned this before in other like pepper reviews and like heat tolerance, I'm not somebody that's going to go crazy and drink like, take teaspoons of like the last dab from Hot Ones or something like that. I can't handle heat like that anymore. My body can't. The hotness isn't really an issue. It's the after effects, like in the stomach and going through your digestive tract and whatnot. It's not a good time. For me, I pretty much top out at like habanero hot sauces. I love the flavor of habanero. You can tell pretty much instantly habaneros. And I like that like lingering kind of burn. But I don't want it to be too much where, I got to drink milk or, douse the flames. I like that lingering heat. And I think this beer has that lingering heat, which is why I enjoy this one. It is what it says it is. It's a mango ale with habanero peppers. You get that mango sweetness, although it does taste a little bit more confectionery and natural or artificial. It's there at the beginning of the palate, and on the back of the palate, you get the habaneros. This is not a super in-depth, complex beer, but for what it is, I think they fucking have nailed it. Like, yes, my issue with this now, drinking this now compared to 2013, despite that substantial dryness and the lingering habanero heat, I still think this one leans a little bit too sweet for me nowadays. Back in 2013, it was perfect for me. 9 years later, it's just a bit too sweet. That said, I still enjoy this one. Is it a 4.5 out of 5? No fucking way. Is it a 4.5 out of 5 if you're calling it a mango ale with habanero peppers? Yes. So stylistically, what they're going for, this is like a 4.75 probably. They've done a good job with it. Personally, though, I think it's too sweet. I will say, though, 10%, they hide the alcohol well. There's a burn into my chest, but that could be from the peppers. Like, I'm starting to feel even a burn into my stomach. I think it's the peppers. The peppers that are in here. It's like it hits you the back of the throat and then it goes down. It's in your stomach, right? But I do think they hide the alcohol well. I just think for me, I'm in a different place than I was in 2013. So I give them kudos for making a beer like this, and it's drinkable and it's good. This is a beer I'd like to have 4 to 6 ounces of and be done with. Like, I don't want to drink this entire 12-ounce bottle. Will I? We'll see. I might end up maybe drain pouring the last half or third of this, which sucks, but it's one of those things where, again, I wish this came in like 8-ounce cans. But anyway, Mango Magnifico from Founders, part of the Bottle Shop series, the 2022 release. I have no problems giving that a high 4 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.1 out of 5. I think that's fair. I gave it a 0.4 lower score because, again, it's too sweet for me. I don't think I like it as much as I did back in 2013. And back then, you have to keep in mind, 2013, fruit beers, they were not plentiful like they are nowadays. You didn't have the heavily fruited sours. You didn't have, Gozes and Berliner Weisses all over the place. You had a handful of beers, especially that would get distro. And when I saw this one and had this one, it was just something different, unique I never had. Now, 9 years later, I've had beers like this before, right? And it's not that unique anymore. So it's not something that kind of blows me away or surprises me. And that doesn't make it worse, but I just think, again, where my palate is now compared to 2013, yeah, it's a 4.1 out of 5. Still a good score, just, nothing I would buy again, probably, unless I wanted to share with a couple people. Price and availability, I think I paid like $3.75, $4 for that bottle. I think 4 packs were around $15, $14, $15, something like that. So not bad for a 10% beer, that has mangoes and habaneros in it. And availability, wherever you see Founders, you probably should see this one, especially if you have a beer store. I don't know if these are available at grocery stores. Obviously, they call it the Bottle Shop series. So I would think you would have to go to an actual beer store or bottle shop. But I don't know. I don't know about the distro for this one exactly. But let me know if you've had this one before. Post in the comment section. Did you have it in 2013? Have you had it this year? What did you think in comparison to what you had in 2013? If this is something you had for the first time, what do you think about it? I'm interested and curious to know what other people think about this one. Because like I said, it's a 4.1 out of 5. It's a good beer. It's just, it was better in 2013, right? My palate was different. Therefore, it was better. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.